they want to live the lifestyle that they see, and they want to portray those lifestyles, but they're not willing to sacrifice for a period of years, literally not, como se dice en español, comiéndose un cable. And you know, not understanding that, hey, every time you buy this nice new stupid thing, whatever it is, the flashy watch or the car or whatever, if you're not really there in that position yet, it's really going to screw with your growth and your scale. And that's a really good point that you bring up, because people are like, oh, I would do this, but, or I would do this but only if, and I'm like, listen, there is no only if. Like when I started my company, I had no money, I got fired from Merrill Lynch, I got shot out of a cannon. So for me, I didn't have a choice, and I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I'm never working for anybody else ever again. She was like, bueno, figure it out, move your ass, because you're not going to stay here forever. So yeah.
Aquí no te vas a quedar durmiendo.
No, aquí no vas a vivir de gratis. So, and that's the whole thing. Like, you know, you're Cuban American as well. I'm first generation Cuban American. I tell my mom all the time, I was like, look, you did not come here and bust your ass and run away from communism for me to be a loser, you know, just period, 100%. Or for me to work in a cubicle somewhere.
100%.
Like the next generation, in my opinion, is supposed to be it's supposed to be more successful than the previous generation.
Yes, take advantage of something that you were given, and how not taken full advantage of it. But a lot of people, you know, they make a few dollars and they want to just buy things that make no sense. That's just almost like the American dream. I need to buy a house. You know how many people I know that drives me nuts, that they stack away $10,000, $20,000, and the first thing they want to do is go buy a home? I'm like, what are you doing buying a home? How is that home gonna give you any kind of investment proposition to you where you're not getting cash flow whatsoever?
Never.
The evaluation of your home is whatever. You're not gonna really get what. Instead of putting that into an investment property, if you want to live in it, get a fourplex, a duplex, whatever, where they're paying your rent, you're receiving income, instead of buying this house that you're taking money out of your pocket on a weekly, monthly basis, and it's going into a garbage can. And people, they tell me, oh, but I'm paying rent. You're paying rent with a mortgage. You don't own your home. 100%. You're paying it to the bank.
And if you ever look at an amortization table of when you buy and that 30-year mortgage, you might buy a $500,000 property, but it's going to end up costing you like $1.4 million when all is said and done.
Exactly. So. I love this story. Oh, but I bought it for $500, and 10 years later I sold it for $1 million. Okay, and did you do the calculations of your taxes, your insurance, and your maintenance of what you paid for those 10 years?
Your opportunity cost of that money, everything.
Everything. What you lost for not investing it, and people don't understand that. It drives me nuts.
I agree 100%. I think that is such a bad myth that's been sold, the American dream. It's right there for me with like 401ks and shit.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's
a fallacy. It's a carrot, you know, dangling on a stick, and you're just on the little treadmill.
Yeah,
because you're never gonna. If you think you're retiring on $300,000 40 years from now, no. You're
and what happens when the market goes down? Like the same thing that happened to the people in 2008-9, that they went to go retire and they didn't even have money.
Safe.
And even now in COVID, right before COVID or whatever, that everything was down on the gutter.
I always,
you see 80-year-olds working at Publix, working at little. It's so sad because they thought they were going to live in their 401ks and on their Social Security money.
And on their house.
It's so sad. And based that they have a home. It's so sad.
But that home still costs you property taxes. It costs you property insurance, which in South Florida is ridiculous. Maintenance. If a roof goes down, I mean, anything, you know. So, but I think this is a really good point. I mean, I know you've made a career, an entire lifestyle out of this, but educating yourself and investing in your own self-education, like what we're doing right now. I'm a college graduate. I went to college. I did the whole, you know, song and dance, and went to Wall Street, and, you know, the prim and proper internship and all that. And then I got fired, and then I went into the entrepreneur route. So I get both sides of the equation, but I can tell you that they're lying to you guys.
It's that the problem is that, you know what, I'm not against anybody that wants to go get a university degree, because I feel like that's great. If that's who you are, then you need to do it. But you don't need it in order to be successful, because it's all about mindset. So, but educate yourself, man. We have a saying that we always, we trademarked it, stack and rack. But when you stack your money to rack it into investments of whatever kind, but when you don't have the money to stack in knowledge. Knowledge is
good.
the most important thing that you have before even stacking cash.
Yeah.
Because you could have all the stack that you want of money, and if you don't have the knowledge and you invest that, you could lose it all.
Oh, you got a problem.
You could do the wrong thing, and all of that time that you spend stacking that money, you lose it in one day because you didn't educate yourself on
Agreed.
what you were doing, and you just thought, oh, I have the money, let me just put it here. Oh, let me buy a house. Oh, let me invest with so-and-so. And you don't even know what you're investing in.
Yep. And you don't know what you don't know. And that's the worst.
The worst.